Hello and thanks for joining me for some more of The Last Caretaker. So today we're going to do a few upgrades on the ship. I've already done a couple, so I've upgraded these solar panels. We had the Lumi Mids and now we've got Lumi Maxes. And these front ones are getting a little bit of the morning sun through the gate, but they're not really getting much. We've also got 3 on the roof. They're not getting anything while we're indoors. But we are hooked up to the station, and I have put a couple of extra Lumi Maxes on the roof up there. I've also upgraded these cyclones to typhoons, and instead of having this one hooked in over here, I've now got both of them hooked in there, so I can just switch them both off and on with one button. I have them switched off when I'm not using them, because if they're switched off, they don't need constant maintenance. They should only really, if you've got them switched off, so they're just for emergency. If I want to boost up my electricity, they're not going to work while we're indoors. But if you have them switched off, then the only reason you should ever need to repair them is if they get damaged, like if you shoot them or a shark attacks the back of your boat, that can damage them, or if you hit a mine. Now I've got some storage crates over here. This is just stuff that I was overloaded with. So down here I have rearranged everything. So we did have all the storage crates back here, and I've moved them. I've still got my 2 parts boxes here, and they are full of parts that we're going to use this episode. But I've put everything in here. So we've got our aluminum, our fabric, our silicon, our gold, our polyurethane. We've got our food stuff, our bio stuff, and our memories. That's currently empty because we've got a crate full of that up there. We've got our high tier stuff. We've got the rubber, copper, glass, plastic, and iron. So over here, if you've been watching any of the rest of the series, and there will be a link in the description below for the full playlist, you'll know what the dockside crate's for. That currently does have the what's it called? Proximity turned off, so that we don't use anything out of that. This is all our food and bio stuff and our memories here. So these 2 crates, those 2 whole crates, I'm going to drop off at the Lazarus complex. And this one here has just got a little bit of everything, just in case we need to do any repairs up here. These solar panels shouldn't really need repairing. Now the Lumi Mid would fit right up the front, but this one, the big one, has to sit back a little bit. That's fine. They typically don't need repairing, but if you do hit a mine, or you accidentally shoot them, or you get some slimes jump on there, then you might need to repair them. And the crates that I have back under here are not in range, so I just have a few bits and pieces in there, just so that if I need to do some repairs there, I can. In here we've picked up all the batteries that were on the floor here and shoved them in here with a couple of extra cables. This one's for any petrol or diesel, and this one's for water and gas. Don't expect that we'll have a lot of that sort of stuff, but anyway, let's get on to the build. So I do have a bunch of parts here. We're going to use most of this. Well, we are going to use all of that, and we're going to use most of that. There's a few bits like solar panels and that we're not going to use. Okay, so I wanted to dismantle this, but apparently you can't. You can dismantle the ones that are up on land. Like there was one up in where is it? Up in there somewhere. I dismantled that, but can't dismantle it. So okay. All right. So first thing I am going to do. So I have pre-crafted all of the bits that we're going to need for these. I'm going to put a water purifier. And I'm going to plunk that in about there. I'm going to put one of these water connectors. And I'm going to put that about there. And we'll put another one there. Okay. We're also going to put a power connector here. Actually, we'll put one up here. We'll put it about there. Want one up on the wall. Now I'm not going to be able to put it there while that hose is there, so we're just going to unhook that for a moment. And plug that back in. Alright, so this one plug in here. I will actually, okay. I'll put one here. I'm going to swap them around, to be honest. Let's put the water one here. Put that away. And we'll put the power one about here. Should do it. Yeah, I want to put another one back there, but this hose is obstructing it. I'm going to grab that hose. And for the time being, when I plug it in the bottom there, that's going to make sure it lays flat down behind all this. Alright. And that should let me pop one of these. Oops. Well, that's fine. We press E again, that should build. And we can pull that water cable back. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to plug this one back in. Let's just crouch down and grab it and plug that in there. Maybe there. Alright. Let's grab hold of that cable. There we go. Alright, this one can come around. I'm going to plug it in to this one. Like that. This. Actually. Alright, it's a bit tricky to reach. But we'll grab that, and I want to put it on this side. Like that. Grab that bottom one there. This one is going to plug in over here. Okay. That one can plug in there. Let's run this one up. That's fine. That one can connect in there. Okay. This water one here. Drag around the back. That's the fresh one, so that needs to plug into here. This one here is the one that's going to go whoops around the back. Let's just get back up here. Let's try that again. Okay, so this one. Plug in there. This one. Alright, so there's a little bit of crisscross. So that one button, we can cut the power to both of these. So I can leave these all switched on. And they're not going to activate until we press that. Of course, there's no... we don't have anything for the water to go to yet, so... Alright. We are going to pop up a water tank up here. Up on the wall here. Probably fit 2 in there. Not quite. Well, we could put more if we wanted to. I think 1's going to be plenty. And we definitely don't need this on our ship. But we can do all this on site where we need it. But I'm going to put this around here. Put it up here. Put another one about here. And then I'll put one over here. So plug that one into there. Jump up on these. Grab that. Connect that up there. So if I don't put one in the middle, it sags down too much. that one. And we'll plug that in there. And pop up on here. One of those, plug that in there. Okay. So now if we flick this switch, that's going to start pumping and purifying water. Just gonna run along here into this tank. So I'll leave that going while we're doing the rest. We'll let that fill up a little bit. Okay. So next thing, let's get rid of that. And maybe pop that down on the ground. Pop it behind here. That'll be fine. Turn that off while I'm not using it. Okay. So, in here, I'm going to put one of these methane tanks. I'm going to pop it up on the wall. Spin it around so that the plugins are facing me. I'll leave a little bit of space over the top. Okay, so now I've tried it with the plugins facing the ceiling, but the trouble is you can't see the meter of how full it is. Alright, so that's going to take a minute to build. We are going to pop in an oxygen tank. Now, maybe thinking, well, we've got all this space out on the deck here. Why aren't we building it here? But look how tall this thing is. Okay, that's gonna block all the sunlight from our solar panels. So I'm going to pop that in here. And that can go on the wall too. Like so. Okay. Alright, so now, over here, so this little thing here, when you're using the diesel engines, this thing will put out some CO2. So we are going to pop down one of these. Let me see. I want that about there. All right, plug that in. try that again. Yeah, it's a little wonky. What I might do is we'll go that side. That's a bit better. Maybe we'll plug this one that side. Okay. And our water tank is filling up. Alright, so got our tanks. So the next thing we are going to build is this thing here, the Sabatier reactor. Pop it up over on the wall up here. That should do it. Pop in a power connector up here. Put in a gas connector up here. Let's see. Okay, this one's our water. Let's grab this one and plug it in there. That one, and if we jump up here and plug that in there. Alright, so we'll grab another gas connector which we'll put over so we'll put it up here. Find a decent spot for it. Let's hop up here, makes it a bit easier. Grab that. And that over here. Grab that one and plug it in there. And we will want another one of these. Put it up here. I'll just try and see how badly it stretches if we put it over here. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to put another one up here, that'll be fine. Yep, there should do. Plug that one in there. And get it? Okay. That one. Plug in there. this one. I'm going to plug in over here. Pop that one in there. Pop that one in there. I found if you have all four of these hooked up, it won't run if your oxygen is full. So if your oxygen's full and it fills up quicker than the methane, then excess oxygen is just going to come out of these two. That's fine. Okay. Power we need to connect up over here. Pop that in there. Grab that one and hook that up there. Okay. Let's grab our gas connector up here. Put one up over here. So that'll do. Put another one over here. One here, one here, and there go my frames, and then one finally up here. Okay, so we hooked up here. That one and hook it into there. This one, yeah, we're out of cables, so let's just craft up a few more. Reach that now. Grab that one and plug it in there. Grab this one. Plug it in up there. That's it. Droops down a little bit. It's over the top of that, so I don't really care. Okay. See if this one reaches across here okay. Hangs down a little bit. That's a bit better. Let's grab that one, hook it up there. This one over to here. And then we can grab one of these. Plug it in there. Okay. Alright, and our water is full. So these have stopped working. You can see by the yellow blinking light. Let's just see here. So we'll switch that power off for a minute. Alright. There is a switch there. Put that on. And doesn't have any power. Because this, and this are now all controlled by this switch. Which is why I'm not using these ones in here. Because I wanted to be able to control all three. So these will only... This is only going to run producing methane when your diesel engines are running, which they're not currently running. And so I want it to be really easy to power that on and off. So let's take it for a test drive. Pull up these moorings. Pop up the anchor. Let's have a look. Maybe that might be my next destination. So let's see if we can cruise on out of here. Oh, there's nothing happening. Okay. Helps if you have the engines turned on. And our solar panels are going to clip through the gate here, that's fine. Yeah, is that a mine or is that one of them pods? Pretty sure it's one of them pods. Okay, so let's hop out. Whoops. You don't want to jump off the back there when you're cruising at high speed. Okay. So now that's our diesel generator running. Let's flip this switch. And we didn't hook this one up. Okay, so we've got CO2 running through here. Running along there, into there, in through here, and we have methane coming out, we have the water running in, we have oxygen coming out, so both the methane and the oxygen are running through that same cable. We've got methane going in here. This is going to take a little while to fill up, and then it comes through here, and see the oxygen fills up a lot quicker than the methane. All right, so let's have a look up here. There's our power. It's chugging a bit of power. We are going full steam ahead though. Just want to keep an eye out for those mines. So I'm still trying to work out on the way down here. We did shoot a bunch of mines and blow them up. I'm not sure if they respawn or not though. So that is chugging some power, so we might get the get these running. ourselves on course. So our water's still full. It's filling up very slowly, but it is filling up, and our oxygen is about halfway full. So there we go. It's a pretty steampunk kind of build, I think. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.